Described affectionately by the dean who recruited her into the doctoral program as being an overachiever type, Mary's dissertation and presentation of it was well received. She had been looking forward to the day of her dissertation's defense, not only because she knew her research like the back of her hand, but because she loved being asked questions in the field of her passion. Mary wasn't worried about presenting her paper because her speaking skills had been well honed through business, politics, and teaching, which, after her reversion day, had morphed into lecturing at her parish, leading Bible studies, and creating catechetical videos for her Catholic website. But when the Lord sets his sights on someone, the devil's not far behind to test, ensnare, and frustrate the plan. Encouraged by an A+ on her outline, Mary went to work on her dissertation as an advisor for her was still being located, something the university required for each doctoral candidate. By the time an advisor was found, Mary had already completed her 220-page dissertation. Sadly, her advisor was unfamiliar with the topic and insisted she research a different topic or find someone else. She opted to start over since it had taken so long to find that advisor. She forged ahead, trying to stuff the immensely broad topic that her advisor preferred into a reasonable length, a seemingly impossible task, but she managed to get it in under 400 pages. Then bad news came again during a video conference with the dean. She was told to remove Irenaeus and the Cappadocian Fathers in order to shorten it, effectively changing her thesis and forcing her to start from scratch a third time. Then, after being instructed to remove all gender-insensitive pronouns, such as the ones Jesus himself uses, her advisor suddenly quits to enter the diaconate. She prays, and the Lord sends another advisor to replace him through Mary's friend, the one who had pioneered the Catholic Bible Institute. Her new advisor, also from a top Catholic university, graciously picks up where the prior had left off. After all this, the dean suddenly quits. And right before Mary's defense, one of the judges suddenly backs out, causing her defense date to be rescheduled. Seeing all this as a bad omen, Mary takes it to prayer. Lord, do they all know something I don't? Apart from the many speed bumps and the three who quit me, need I be concerned about this new dean who doesn't know me from Adam but will be moderating my defense? Could what she disclosed in an online interview bias her against Paul's moral teachings as presented in my research? And what about the other woman on the defense board, whose bio says she studied in Russia, the very place Our Lady of Fatima warned would spread the errors we're saddled with today? Lord, why am I suddenly feeling so nervous about my defense?
Do not be afraid of this executioner, but be worthy of your brothers and accept death.
What? Lord? After jumping through all those hoops and hurdling roadblocks while working triple time on this for over 3 years, you're telling me that they're going to execute me? How can that be when I've written a sum total of over 900 pages that I know like the back of my hand? Not to mention the endless A papers I wrote for my master's. You know how hard I work, how much I spent, and that I have never failed a test in my life. But now you're requiring I fall from this precipice? The academic pinnacle of all you've shown me?
Remember the garden, dear daughter.
Where Eve initiated humanity's fall? Lord, if I'm so proud, crush me yourself that you may restore me. And if I am not, may you bind me forever that I may never be.
The Garden of Gethsemane.
Oh, where you, Lord, sweat blood and tears at having to drink, on behalf of the uncaring world, the cup of rejection, abandonment, humiliation, and a crucifixion that would cut you off at the prime of your life from the land of the living. But you, Lord, with a lion's courage, being the Lion of Judah you are, and perfect example to us all, accepted your torturous fate on our behalf with the words, "Not my will, but thine be done." I don't understand how or why, but I trust you to accomplish a greater good than anything I could of my efforts alone. Do with me as you please, but never let go of my hand, for as you know, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Mary records in her diary the whole affair that she not miss a drop of what she too must drink from the cup of rejection, humiliation, and the crucifixion of her pride. Mary enters into her diary, Monday, September 25th, the day of reckoning, my defense. The day of execution arrives on Yom Kippur, the very day of atonement, when at high noon, years of dedicated effort and financial sacrifice would become my whole burnt offering upon the altar of sorrow. Today is Judaism's holiest day of the year because it commemorates the day that Moses, the prophet who spoke face to face with God, achieved forgiveness for the people of Israel after the sin of the golden calf. The year is 5783/5784 in the Hebrew calendar, or 2023 in our Gregorian calendar. And the holy day began just before sundown yesterday, Sunday the 24th, and will end at sundown on the day I face the defense tribunal. A mere thumbs up or down will determine the fate of what I have labored so hard for. Sunday's Mass reading, yesterday, September 24th, spoke of the scoundrel forsaking his way and the wicked his thoughts to return to the merciful Lord who reveals that what may feel like one's ruin is all in his ultimate plan for good. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor are your ways my ways, I heard from the Ambo. As high as the heavens are above the earth, so high are my ways above your ways, and my thoughts above your thoughts, Isaiah 55:8. In the second reading, Paul encourages with, Christ will be magnified in my body, whether by life or by death. For to me life is Christ, and death is gain. Yet that I remain in the flesh is more necessary for your benefit. Therefore I cannot draw my way out of this situation, but must face my execution, the sort of dying of self that proves worthy of the gospel of Christ, not fearing but accepting death, that I may make the brethren proud, as the Lord had requested. The prior verse omitted in the reading puts it in context. My eager expectation and hope is that I shall not be put to shame in any way, but that with all boldness, now as always, Christ will be magnified in my body. Philippians 1:20. The gospel then instructs me to neither begrudge my labor in the vineyard, nor be envious of God's generosity, for he has every right to do as he pleases with what is his, which is, well, everything. And if the last shall be first, and the first shall be last, as the gospel closes, I can only respond with gratitude, having become his worker full-time so late in life, to the glorious call to the good things in store. For the Lord is near to all who call upon him, to all who call upon him in truth, as the responsorial psalm concludes. The morning of my defense, I attend the Monday Mass, for what else could I do to prepare? Unable to eat for days on account of my condition, lacking sleep and nervous, I hold tightly to these words like the tassel on Jesus' robe, constantly reassuring myself that the Lord is in charge and all is in his hands now. The responsorial psalm assures that although I will go forth weeping, carrying the seed to be sown, I shall come back rejoicing, carrying my sheaves. For the Lord does marvelous things for those who love him. The gospel then speaks of Christ's light that, like my efforts, must be placed on a lampstand for all to see, because nothing hidden or secret will not be made known and come to light, and that all shall see what will happen. So, I record all these things in his service, always being mindful to, quote, take care then how you hear, as the gospel continues, for those who have not the truth, even what they think they have will be taken away. But for those who truly possess the light, still more will be given them. May I dispense such light, Lord, as the very slogan that opens my catechetical videos is, welcome to candlelightpress.org, where Christ's light dispels darkness. Alas, my hour had come. I sailed through my presentation with conviction and grace, receiving positive comments from the tribunal like, well-researched, excellent work. You should have been on Pope Francis's commission for Amoris Laetitia. And the ultimate compliment, yours is clearly theology done on the knees. The questioning from the men went like clockwork before the one who had to leave early handed the conference over to the women. Though he had already turned in his vote, as I later learned was passed with distinction, it was then that things spiraled south, beginning with the final questioner's bizarre opening question. Stay tuned.